Hello Yow Lot, welcome to the Loony Life. I hope you're doing really well. If you're new here, welcome, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And for those that have been here a while, hi, I'm sorry I missed last week. I know you missed me. You probably don't even care, I get it, but I'm going to tell you about why I missed it anyway. So we're having a refurb in my bedroom, so everything had to be moved out of that room into this room and the living room, and some of it's gone to my mum's because I have an awful lot of clothes, so most of my clothes have gone to my mum's. Thanks Muse for the jumper, need it right now because it's absolutely freezing. So today's video is just going to be a bit of a chill. I've got a cuppa with me, I've got my vegan kind box that was kindly sent to me, and we're going to have a look through there, see if there's any snacks I can have with my cuppa. And I'm going to tell you about what's been going on. It's going to be a bit of a mix of a vlog, to be honest, because I went to visit my sister. I'm going to put this in this vlog as well, show you what went on there, and tell you about what's going on with the refurb. So, we've got a lot going on. I also want to update you with what's going on with my film room, because like a lot of you follow me for my ASMR channel, and it's really difficult for me to film at the moment. So yeah, we're literally sleeping on a mattress in my film room because everything has been demolished in my bedroom. It was meant to be finished within 4 to 5 days. He originally said 3, but I thought it's probably going to take 4 to 5. Knowing what the plaster is like myself, I thought it's probably going to take a little bit longer. So we hired someone to take the plaster off this time and then plaster after, because it's really difficult to find someone that just wants to take plaster off. They want the full job or nothing at all, or some people want you to take the plaster off yourself and then they come and plaster, like do your plasterboarding and skimming afterwards. And as you know, like, I don't mind taking off plaster, I quite enjoy it, but I just thought this time, with being so close to Christmas and having a lot going on, filming and stuff, it'd be easier if I hired someone. And to be honest, I really wish I hadn't. I really wish I had taken the plaster off myself, because I've ended up doing that anyway. And I will show you clips of what went on, and I'll go into more detail throughout the vlog. So yeah, let me show you what we got up to in London. Look who's here!
It's me, Mummy!
We are waiting for a taxi now to get the train, so I'm really looking forward to it. They're probably going to be late because they always are, but I'm just waiting. I just thought I'd let you know that Mum's here. And we're off on our day trips.
On our day trips, anybody think we were going for the week?
Mum's got her earmuffs on because it's cold.
Like
Do they look lovely? It's snowing!
pick a face.
It's so beautiful. Yeah. We come to a garden centre at the farm while we're visiting my sister. It's beautiful. And it just snowed and it's fizzing in my ears. It sounds really nice actually. You're back! Nice. Okay, so that was before the calm, before the storm. It was absolutely beautiful, and it was quite cold down there as well. And since I've been there, it's got colder and colder here. So yeah, vegan kind box. Let's get to it. Rosemary and thyme Piper's crisps. I'm gonna really enjoy those. I love rosemary and thyme on potatoes, so I know that I'm going to love them on crisps. What else we got? Oh, they've sent me a candle, Harper's candle. This is Chris. Chris is a moose. He is happy. Oh, I really like that. Chris the Moose. I love it when animals have got like human names. Hence Boris. Oh, that smells lovely. I don't quite know what the smell is, but it's really nice. Does it say? It's a handmade soy wax candle Christmas edition. Yeah, it definitely smells like Christmas. It's lovely, that is. I really like that. To be honest, I rarely use candles these days because something happened one year. October I started putting the candles on. As you do, it's getting darker, you start putting the candles on. And it's never happened before, but I don't know, something startled Boris and he ran up my curtains and then fell onto the hot wax in the candle, and getting the wax out of his fur, because you know how thick his fur is, was just horrible, and he kept licking it. I was trying to stop him. I had to like shave him, and it was a nightmare. It was sad. I don't know if he burnt himself because it was all like in his fur. I checked his skin and it wasn't red or anything, so I think thankfully his fur like just doubted it all, but it was just all the hot wax on his fluff just made it solid. Oh, it was a nightmare. So I'm a little bit dubious about putting candles up now. I've got a lamp that's sort of in a section of where my TV is, like on a TV stand. It's got like little like shelves, but it's kind of like a box. So I put a lamp where it melts, not wax but like soy melts in there, so Boris can't get to that. Even if he wanted to, he can't fall on it or anything or jump on it, so it's kind of safe. I suppose I could use this upstairs though, but yeah, I really like that. What else have we got? We've got no sweets we've got no biscuits to dip in my tea though. What does sound about that? What's this? Ah! What? That did not just happen. Oh, that comes sharp. Right on my nose, even the dog's barking because I screamed. Oh. Oh! Vegan spinach, mushroom and risotto sauce. Me and my mom will try this because my mom will love this. My mom loves mushrooms and she likes risotto. I really like these. I tried these from Sainsbury's. Buttermilk, plant-based orange, zingy orange chocolates. They're like Terry's chocolate orange, but the vegan version. So good. Oh, a Nomo reindeer as well. Is this the cookie one? Oh, I bet that's amazing. We'll have to try some of these, won't we? I can dip that in my coffee. Some tropical chew bars, Minions. This is cute. Love that. Not much for sweets, but I'll have them now and again. Popcorn, gingerbread popcorn. I do like ginger biscuits, so I probably like this. And we've got Well and Truly Loops popcorn snack. They're sticky barbecue flavour. Fun! Love this. I'm definitely going to try this now though, ain't I? You know what? The moment you've all been waiting for. Vegan Yorkshire pudding recipe. I can finally do it. We could do this. I'm going to leave this here in case you want to try it as well. Can you see it because of the reflection of the ring light? Hopefully you can. The dog is really barking next door. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, okay. Right then, so let's get on to the building work. So good. You know what though, these are probably so expensive. I'm glad I have these little treat boxes because to buy these alone, they're probably about £1. might be 2. Just for this little thing. And I know these like Malteser ones, they're quite expensive as well, but they're not that much. But it's the price you pay for a life, isn't it? But I know these are £3. I bought them as a treat for myself, and I got them from Sainsbury's. £3 for this little bag, and you can buy like a Terry's chocolate orange for £1. So I kind of get a lot of the vegan treats and the vegan sweets and things like that are way more expensive than. People have often said to me that vegan food in restaurants is more expensive, but when I go out, every time on the menu my meals have been cheaper than what everyone else has had, so I don't think that's true. But yes, some things can be expensive, it just depends what you buy. But these are very good, and you might find them on offer around Christmas, so it's worth taking a look. But to be honest, you know, since I've been vegan, I thought the hardest part for me, this is why I never went vegan, right, is because I was like, I'm gonna miss chocolate. I really will miss chocolate because I just love chocolate. But I really craved it or anything, to be honest. I think another thing was biscuits, but I think it's done me good because I don't eat them as much. I like ginger nuts and I still have those, but like all the cookies and things like that, I really just don't bother with them as much, so it's kind of done me good. And onto the walls. Okay, so it's now Saturday. He started Tuesday. He couldn't make it on Monday because he was still finishing another job that he hadn't quite finished. So he comes Tuesday at about 9:15, 9 o'clock. Gets the wardrobes off in an hour. It was, you know, went really smoothly. It was going great. Tuesday he came, and I think his dad came on the Tuesday, or was it? I can't remember. His dad come one of the days to help him out as well. And yeah, it seemed to be going well. And then on Wednesday, he hadn't got much done at all, and it started to board the walls that were back to brick before he got the other walls off. And I thought that was a bit strange at first, but I thought that's probably just the way he works. And he comes back on the Thursday. Bearing in mind, I've paid him to take the plaster back to brick. Like, you guys know I would do it myself. It's just because I thought it would make it easier, make life a bit easier. Like, while it's Christmas and I've done 3 rooms of this house, I've taken the plaster off myself. I thought, you know, I can get someone in to do it this time. So I've paid someone, and then I've ended up doing it anyway, pretty much, or doing half of it anyway. Because he boarded on to the old plaster. And it's a good job, I noticed, because, well, I thought to myself during that day, like, I hadn't heard much knocking, and I'd heard some drilling, so I thought, oh, well, maybe he's got like a tool and he's cutting it off. But then I went in, and there's some gaps between the boards, too many gaps as well, if I'm going to be pedantic now, because why not? It's my right to be. I wasn't bothered at first because I thought, well, he's a plasterer, he knows what he's doing. But now I realise that it could have been better. I've never known it be pieced up like that. And I've had 3 rooms plastered now. Because all the rooms that we've done, because it's an old house, I've taken back to brick, or we've taken back to brick, and we've had it reboarded and plastered, so I'm used to it now. Anyway, so I'll go in, and I'm like looking, I'm thinking, well, that's not brick. Like, I can see the plaster, And I wait till Nathan gets home because I'm like, well, I want to check first. You know, I didn't want to just presume. So I got my torch and I was like, that's definitely plaster. And it was. So I texted and said, like, I'm sorry, but you've put the board over plaster. That needs to come off. It's damp plaster. I mean, I told you in my other vlog that we were doing it because the wardrobes, they were getting mould in them because of the damp plaster. So I wanted that wall gone because I also needed to see the brick. I wanted him to see the brick to see if there was any exposure or to see, you know, if it was weathered or it needed repairing or whatnot. Don't get me wrong, I know we get damp, but sometimes if you remove plaster, put your new boards on, it doesn't affect it anymore. Like, because the boards are away from the wall, whereas old plaster was just on the wall. Does that make sense? Like, you get the bonding and then the plasterboard is away from the wall, whereas old plaster was put straight onto the wall. So yeah, there's like a thin space. So if the brick is fine and there's no damp, there's going to be less likely when we have it boarded that there'll be damp. So I thought when he takes that plaster off, he'd let me know if there's any problems with the brickwork, which was the plan. He did say that. He was like, if it's going to take me longer, if there's any repairs that need doing on top of, he'll let us know if it needs to be, if it's chargeable. So to leave that on, after me telling him that it's old and it gets damp, was a little bit shitty. He replied back to me saying, oh, I'm sorry, I just assumed that because it was hard plaster that I could just board on top. It was really difficult for me to get off. But I was like, why wouldn't you talk to me first? Let me know, oh, this is really hard plaster. I'm struggling with it. I know I've taken plaster off this house enough to know that I know for a fact that plaster isn't that hard. Plus, this person's supposed to have 13 years experience, come with the right tools. You came to take plaster off with a hammer and chisel. You're a professional plasterer. Get a hammer drill, you know? Or take it off with bloody a hammer and a crowbar. Like, I know I'm amateur, do you know what I mean? It's not even my profession. I'm a professional plaster that I'm paying to say it won't come off. And then, obviously, I texted him and I said, look, it needs to come off. The board that you've put on, it needs to come off. And then you need to strip the walls back. He said, okay, it could take a few more days. And I was like, that's fine, it needs to get done. Obviously, I'm annoyed at this point because he's wasted a day's work. He was there, that's all he did, he was board those walls. And he was there all day to board a couple of walls. Like Friday, I say to him, look, just concentrate on taking those boards off today. I can do the rest, I'll take it back to brick. Because at this point I thought, he's going to come back Monday, he's going to finish off what he hasn't done today. This is Friday. He's going to have to reboard, and then he's going to come back on Tuesday to plaster. And I was like, I could really just do with everything done on Monday, to be honest. So if I can get the plaster off the wall after he's taken the board off, lovely. Well, something happened. He was only at mine for an hour. He had to go. It was a bit of an emergency. Fair enough. But like in that hour, he could have taken those boards off. But he decided to take one wall of board off and then chisel away at some of the plaster. So I had a bit of a wall left that still had the plasterboard on, which I'm kind of grateful for now, because now I can see how much of a terrible a job it was and how bad it would have been if I hadn't have noticed those plasterboards being put on plaster and not onto brick. I couldn't believe it. So, and I'll show you the little video. I'll put it in this video as well. Not even stuck. Well, when he'd gone on Friday, I took my mum to the hospital. I came back, she was there for a couple of hours, so I had to come back. I started chiselling it away after I took my mum to the hospital, and it took me about an hour to do the one alcove and a bit of where he couldn't get off the fireplace, apparently. We move on to the next alcove. I said to Nathan, if you could just get the board off, I'll take the plaster off. Because the boards are heavy. I didn't know how heavy it was and whether I'd be able to carry it. So yeah, he literally prized his fingers between the board and the wall and just pulled a little, and the whole board came off. And I did hear him say earlier in that day, earlier on the Friday, oh, I've got to take all these off. He was on the phone. He was like, I've got to take them all off. I really just thought because the plaster was sturdy that it would be okay. But luckily it hasn't bonded, so I can take it off easier. No, it hadn't bonded because the plaster underneath is damp. And he'd left the bits that were stuck to brick because it was too tough to get off. He took all the easy bits off and left the part that had bonded to the wall because it's meant to be bonded to brick. Also, when I was chiselling at the wall, the part where he had bonded to the old plaster, literally I tapped it with a hammer and the whole thing came down. Our plaster was not sturdy enough to hold all that weight. That's why we have to take it back to brick. I don't really like people that cut corners when they say they can do a job, because if he hadn't told me, if he'd have said, look, I won't take the plaster off but I will board it for you, fair enough. I'd either find someone else. After the third person saying, oh, we can't do that, I'd do it my bloody self, you know what I mean? I'd rather have done that. I've done it myself anyway now, half of it. Who knows, we might get a reveal this time next year of my bedroom, and so yeah. Hi, so we're a week in, well, 5 days in. The plan was to get it done in 3 days because I got someone in to do it this time, and it's all gone wrong. So he was meant to take the plaster down to brick. That's what the original plan was, that's what I told him to do, and unfortunately he just plastered over the hard plaster because it was a bit tough to get off. And instead of asking me about it, he just did it. So now, that's what he was meant to come and fix today, but he had to go. So now, I'm just going to do it because I can't have this drag on for another week. So I've got all this rubble. Normally, like, it was supposed to be an experienced plaster, so normally people would put like dust sheets down, I would have thought, and then the rubble falls on the dust sheet and you take that down to the skip. But he's just kind of just left it on the floor, and I'm guessing he's getting it up after, which kind of makes more work, in my opinion. So now I've got my dust sheets down. I should just give him my dust sheets, but I thought they'd just bring their own. But never mind. So that's why I'm like really stressed at the moment, and why not much content has been done. So yeah, whoop-de-doo. I got to take my mum to the hospital in an hour, but I'm going to try and do as much as I can for then, and then when I get back, I'm just going to do what I can. This has got to come off, because all plaster is behind there, so... Not even stuck. It's just been a waste of a week. That's what's been most upsetting for me. I've cried so much. because I had a plan, because he told me how long it would take. I'm supposed to have like Tuesday flooring being fitted, and Tuesday evening someone's coming to measure for fitted wardrobes. I'm going to have to cancel on them now, because the fitted wardrobe people can't measure until the plaster's on, because obviously they'll need to, it's all because they're obviously customised, so they won't be able to give me a quote until they know the exact measurements. And the flooring, I can't have the flooring done until the plaster's done, because otherwise it's just going to get ruined. I'm going to have to take that old plaster, the plaster that he's done, off if it's no good. And it's been a waste of money as well, because I paid him for materials, and it's also a waste of materials. There's a hell of a lot of plasterboard there that's just been ripped off. He was planning on reusing it again, I think, as well, but it's all bending. I texted him saying you can't use that plasterboard again, it's bending. So it's a loss for him now as well, so I don't think he'll take the job as seriously, because it's a loss for him now. And I'm not going to pay him full, no way. So yeah, let's try some of these. Oh, they smell gorgeous. These are really good. They're making all my mouth tingle because of how nice they are. Love that. I'm not going to eat too many. Saturday is snack day though. If you can't snack on a Saturday, when can you snack? And of course I'm going to try a Minion. And of course I'm going to try a Minion. Oh, and these like the licorice, the refreshers. Oh, I hope they are. Oh my god. Please tell me they're doing vegan versions of refreshers. They're more like a vegan version of fruit salads. I was really hoping it would have like kale in the middle, but it doesn't. But I like a fruit salad as well. You remember those? I don't know if they still do them. They were really popular in the 90s in the pick and mix things. Fruit salads and blackjacks. Blackjacks were my favourite, but I did like a fruit salad as well. But obviously these are the refresher shape, but the fruit salad taste. So yeah, now you know why I missed a week. I've uploaded him, but over this Christmas period I really don't know when I'm going to be uploading here on the Loony Life. I don't know when I'm going to be uploading for ASMR, but I've been doing lives, and I've released a couple of videos. I have done a bit of filming, so I've got some Christmas content. So yeah, we're just playing it by ear at the moment, seeing how things go, and I'll try and keep you updated as much as I can. But I don't know, I find that when things are going wrong for me, it's really difficult for me to concentrate on ASMR, because ASMR is like my enjoyment and my hobby, as well as, I know it's my job, but I probably don't take it as seriously sometimes, to be honest, but I can't have fun while I'm worrying about everything else. Like, it's a real struggle for me to do that. And also, like, my creativity is just not there when I'm overwhelmed with problems. It's like my creativity just doesn't flow then. So yeah, it's one of them. But we'll see how the month goes. I might even manage to do what I normally do and more. It sometimes happens that way, where I date myself and then I end up doing better than I expected, or just what I expected. So it's very rare I do less than I expect of myself. So yeah, luckily I've got that motivation sometimes. I hope your December is going better than mine. It's a terribly stressful time of year, and I know it's like fully my own fault for thinking, oh yeah, let's take on a project near Christmas. You can get it done. Never mind, we live and we learn, don't we? Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day, lovely week, lovely month. I hope you have a lovely Christmas if I don't see you before then, but hopefully I will. Yeah. Take care of yourselves, stay loony, and see you soon. Bye!